Alright, hello friends. How's it going? Hello Hubert, hello. Ryan Dolch, hello. Soran, hello. CH10, hello. Bloodyeezy, hello. Conan, ODM, J Ridgy, hello. Frank, hello. I'm going to miss Diego this weekend. I'm gonna miss you too. Yeah, too bad. I wish I could have made it out to Keep Life. I hope you guys have fun though. I know a lot of people who are going, so I hope it's a fun time. How's the weather for the weekend? Actually, is it gonna be like a hot weekend? You could have met Busto. I know, that's crazy. He doesn't come out too much, so that would have been fun. Oh, Frank, hello. Thanks for the raid. Wait, Buster's going? Yeah, Buster's going to Keep Life. Isn't that crazy? Keep Life tomorrow. Have fun, you guys. Keep Life, Frank raid. Keep Life. Yeah, Keep Life. Hope it's a fun time. What's the official colorway of the number 3? That's a great question. Let me see actually. I need to open up the configurator. So I assume it would be their... So if you... Okay, let's see. Wait, where is it? Oh, wrong page. Here, I can show you. So on Nolakey's website, there's this configurator. So I think mine, the one I have here right now is bottom in silver, and then ano purple, bottom, and then let's say hot swap, alu plate, and then would be a aluminum silver mid piece or accent, and then win keyless purple top, and I guess a hardware pack, right? But that'll be basically what it is. So yeah. Oh, I see. It doesn't. Oh, do you have to like add it to configuration? Oh, I guess you have to, yeah. So add. I think this all comes out to like 4 something, right? 475. Yeah, but that would be the. It would be their ano purple unit. That shade of purple is making me weak in the knees. Yeah, they have pretty nice colors. I mean, they have navy, they have silver, they have black, coat white, and coat yellow. Some interesting colors for sure. So a couple neutral ones and then some stronger colors. Silver, blue, good. I guess you could technically do silver, right? And then, oh, there's no blue accent. I guess you could do the inverse. So navy, silver, right? Yeah, navy silver, I guess, would be the one of the combos. Something like that. All right. So Conan, hello. Thanks for the 4 months. Tier 1. Thank you. Ravi's asking for a Kiwi hug, but I think Kiwi's busy, right? Where is he? Is Kiwi there? I can bring him. Let me see if I can bring him. He was a little feisty earlier, but let me see. Is he on the, oh. Are you feisty, Kiwi? He complained a little bit, but he's here. There's Kiwi. He's a little sleepy, I think now. He was playing earlier. He was like running around. Hi. Ah! Oh, he wants to go. Okay. You can do whatever you want. Oh, he's pressing on stuff. Bye. Okay, bye. Oh, and he's off. Goodbye. Okay, let's get started. So today we are going to be building this board over here. This is the Etar87 by Thebloodyez, who is actually currently in the chat. So this is basically a full size without a function row, essentially, right? So actually in its initial iterations of this board, it was called the QFRL 100, you know, like basically, you know, almost an 100% board, like a full size. And you know, its function role is so FRL, right? But it was renamed to Etar87, and the significance of that is written in the interest check on Keycaps. You can take a look at that. You can open it up. But yeah, so Etar in Arabic means the covers the outside of a thing, similar to a border. And then it reflects the engraving design language and cultural roots back to the designer. So it refers to this border engraving. It's pretty neat. And so the bottom looks like that. It's a full brass piece over there. Actually, I think 2 separate brass pieces through weights, I assume. And then we have a USB port sort of like off-center right near the nav cluster area. And so here we have it in a very pretty silver with sandblasted brass prototype. So this uses top and bottom mount, 7.5 degree typing angle, I believe, and you know, brass through weight. Different plate materials will be offered: aluminum, PC, and polypropylene. And then 1.6mm PCB, both solderable and hot swap versions. And it will come in different colors: dark blue, dark gold, emerald green, purple, red, and I'm not sure. No silver? No neutral colors, or also silver? I think no, that's it, right? Blue, gold, green, purple, red. Yeah. And then aluminum plate comes in, it will come in silver. This is a prototype, which was made in silver, and then I think I have a plate in here that's red. This will be vendored by ClickLock.io and a bunch of other vendors: TypoWorks, CafeH, KeyGem, Prototypist, Desk Hero, and Keycaps in Singapore. And yeah. This will change to one piece. Oh, okay, the brass will change to one piece. Okay, got it. Got it. All right, so let's get the stuff here. So I got a bunch of stabs here. Have our daughter board. And then we have our mounting pins. We also have bump-ons. We have lots of spare screws. Bags of them, literally. And then I think we got the PCBs and plates right here. Do you eat well today, Diego? Yes, I did. I had a great lunch. So if you didn't know, Whole Foods actually offers on Fridays, they offer shucked oysters for $1 each. So we got like a dozen of those and made a sandwich with some prosciutto and Gouda, and had some cod cakes as well, which they were like $3 or $4 each. I think it was $4 each. So had some oysters, had some cod, and a sandwich. My guy can afford Whole Foods. Okay, Rich. Hey, it was $1 oysters. Okay, it was cheap. It was on sale basically. But yeah, Fridays only. They only do it on Fridays. And then we got some Gateron Yellows to use for today's build. So yeah, there are 2 hardness for the bottom buttons. The red is 75. Yeah, I think it's written on the package. $1 oysters in this economy? I know, right? It's crazy. $1 oysters is super cheap. I would say. Life is good when you work at Hudson River Trading. Bloody Easy, you said that for the bump-ons, I should just put them at the corners but not the middle, right? Because you're taking these out. So are these, I think these are AKB feed? The border engravings are gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah, it's very nice. Bottom side sort of has that 360C side profile, or yeah, like side profile, I guess. Quite nice. All right, so let's get started. Gotta prep some stabs and do the rest. Maybe I'll just put the board like here as such and get that started. Okay, so we got a long boy today. So it looks like our hot swap PCB here supports, you have standard caps lock. Is there gonna be stepped on this? Step caps lock on this hot swap? If you can afford to put step caps lock, I would personally suggest it. But it has regular caps lock, but that said, you do have the option to go solderable as well. But yeah, I think step caps lock could be doable here. And then we have ANSI here. And then, apparently supports split left shift and split right shift, but it's ANSI only for the enter. Then you have 7U. You can also do 10U technically. You have the 10U stabilizer supports. And then there's split and regular backspace. Numpad is completely standard. And that's about it. Yeah, I would say step caps lock would be the only thing I would probably consider. Not sure if you really need split left shift though, because if you don't support ISO, why would you have split left shift? Unless there are ISO users who use anti-enter but split left shift. It's a choice. It kind of depends on the person, I guess. This is fine. Split right shift, that's fine. A lot of people use split right shift on FRLs, and numpad's probably okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's prep some stabs. Yeah, I imagine a lot of people who even use hot swap do prefer having the step caps. So let's see, we can do full right shift today, probably, and regular anti everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stabs. So pretty much all of these, I think. With a 7U stab. And then there's 3 more here. Okay, perfect. Just enough for the numpad. Okay. Ooh, I haven't used these white housing ones before. Usually I just have the black ones. So I have white housing and black stem insert TX stabs today. All right, let's loosen these up a little bit. So for AP stabs, the clips are a little on the tighter side, so I like to re-clip them a few times to loosen those plastic clips on the housings a little bit. So for now, I just clip them to pair them with each other, so we keep track of the sides. Just the housings and the wires. Okay. 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 Yeah, wearing down the contact on the wires, yes. So TX AP stabs, or actually TX stabs in general, not just, I think I found even the previous revisions have a little bit of extra tightness to them. The tolerance is pretty tight on the wires, for the clip on the wires rather. And so I like to loosen them up just enough so that they rotate freely when you lift them up and they just fall back down. Because once you apply a lube, they will get a little, they will have a little extra drag, like static drag. So if you do it when it's like pretty tight, first of all, it's not as consistent because the clip is kind of like, you know, it's not perfectly even on every single clip, on each part, because it's like a pointy part. And then secondly, when you apply lube, it can get a little slow. Obviously you don't want to overdo it on the lube either, but it just happens. So you wear them down just a little bit, just enough so that they rotate freely when you like lift it up. So like this much is enough. You don't need to like do it too much. It's just enough. I rarely see a build that you use a different stab. Is mostly TX stabs. Yeah, I usually use clip-ins, cherry clip-ins, or TX stabs pretty often. Sometimes people will send like Knight or Type Plus. I personally like in my own stash of stabs, I mostly just have cherry clip-ins and TX stabs. So if I'm providing stabs, that's usually what gets used. But when people provide their own stabs, sometimes I'll have different ones, like Type Plus, Knight. Very rarely now Duroc stabs. Stabies also pretty rare these days. Sometimes I do get Stabies too, but definitely rarer the past year or so. And then I guess there's some that provided in their own kits, like Neo stabs. Wuche Studio I think also has their own, right? I think like the Owl Labs, and then there's like the Owl Lab stabs, but those are rare. Those are usually only if they come with the specific keyboard kit, so pretty rare. Yeah, I would say like if I'm using my own, it's usually cherry clip-ins and TX usually. The reason I use clip-ins over screw-ins is because clip-ins just work generally for everything, whereas screw-ins, there are some cases where the screw-ins don't really work for everything, like O-ring stuff, for example. And I just prefer clip-in method over screw-ins. Just a little bit easier, just to like clip it once and be done with it, than having to screw each individual one. Norbauer stabs when? Who knows? Would be neat. I still haven't really seen a Seneca like without keycaps and stuff in person. I think I saw like the prototypes of the stabs, but it's been a while. I don't really remember all the details. But I would love to see that again. TBH. I prefer clip-ins as well, more versatile. I'm cheap, so I use cherry. Yeah. I would say like I have way more cherry than I do TX, obviously, because TX are way more expensive. So yeah, I mean it's easy to stock up on cherry stabs, and now especially like there's like third-party wires that work for them too. There's like less reason even to get other stabs, right? Like if you already like your cherry clip-ins. So there's that, you know. But yeah, if you happen to have like TX stabs around, then yeah, you can just break them in a little bit, and they'll make them a little bit more consistent. I was looking for right. That's a nice purple shade on the keyboard. Yeah, that's the number 3 purple. That's a lot of lube. Yeah, I know. I bought it in bulk a while back, a long time ago. I actually ran through a full jar of these before. Well, this is like my third one maybe now. Like this full. Because I do a lot of builds. But yeah, I did buy like 205 in bulk one time. Twice? Technically twice, I think. Because we split it up. Like, I split it up with a bunch of friends. Cherry stem has open bottom, right? I guess lubricant like Permatex won't work on them so well. Yeah, it's possible it could like leak a little bit, but I mean Permatex dielectric grease in general is a bit thicker though. Like it is more viscous. So like you'll at least kind of like adhere to the surface and kind of stay there to some degree. But yeah, I mean I think all of the lubricants do have a binding agent, and so eventually some of the oil will separate from the rest of the grease and will, you know, spill down to PCB slightly. Like yeah, 205 certainly does that. Haven't really seen that much with BDZ, but I do see sometimes some markings on PCBs. But yeah, it's just, you know, kind of inevitable. Definitely like BDZ is probably like the most viscous that I've seen. But I still prefer 205 for like everything. Just easier for me to keep consistent rather. I think that's the key part for me. You go through it faster if you made 205 toast? Oh yes. If I were Krelbit and lost a bit. V4 removes the stem bottoming out. Oh, the is this for night stabs? Or is this just for TX stabs? V3 and previous revisions have the issue on full travel. Oh, I see. Wait, so AP is V4, right? Correctly, if I'm mistaken? Oh, nights. Okay, yeah. So night stops. Got it. Yeah, night stops are nice. Pretty foolproof. Really good, honestly. Type Plus also really good. The Type Plus stabs, the YKV stabs, those are good too. Purposely considering TX stabs to test the bottom out sound on stems? Yeah. I've heard that about the bottom out thing. I personally feel like I don't really mind, because at the end of the day the builds, like, you know, like sure maybe it adds a little extra sound to the stab key, but at the end of the day the builds sound fine overall, so I'm like, I can't be bothered. That said, I mean, yeah, if you're like extra picky about each and every one of your stabs, then, you know, by all means. That said, you know, yeah, it just depends how picky you are, I guess. The only thing is, like, one thing for sure about stabilized keys is that actually you don't, you might press them a lot, but you also don't press them with like your index finger or like whatever, you know, like you don't press them at full force really, or at least I'm not. So it's not so bad, especially when you're typing at like normal speed. It's not like press that hard, so even if there's that bottom out sound, it's not like super, it probably won't be like super noticeable, or at least to the point of it being distinctly like worse, I suppose. You mean you don't min-max your board for sound? I'm shocked. Shuketh. What do you think about the designer studio ones? Oh, I actually don't know. I'm not super sure. Designer studio stabs, right? I don't remember. Did I try those before? Were those the ones with the liquid? No, no, no. The liquid whatever wires were like Owlab, right? I think. What issue? You mean when the lube gets under them and they start to stick? Yeah, I mean if you have like too much lube, it can do that. Yeah. Usually it's not enough for that to like stick. Sticking is like quite a bit. But people are talking about TX stabs essentially travel enough down to the bottom that apparently it like when you bottom out on full travel switches, it like has a stab bottoming out sound. That's what people are referring to. Noxygen, hello Nox. Is this another legendary hand forged meteorite lightning infused keyboard? Yes, I called down the rain of meteors and summoned a lightning storm and then proceeded to use my anvil and hammer to forge and handcraft this keyboard. Yes, that's exactly what I do every day. Don't get too close to me because you might get zapped and rained on by meteors. Yes, yes, yes. And melted by the strength of the anvil of fury. I miss Drew's stab opinions. He's not too hard to find out there. If you look around. Just ping him on Nathan's server. Be like, what's the news on stabs? And then ask him about it. Do you get around to getting a set of GMK Lime? I did, actually, yes. Knights will bottom out with full travel never really bothered me. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's like people talk about it. People talk about stabs bottoming out on full travel switches, but it doesn't really bother me at the end of the day because the overall build sounds fine, and also because again, I'm not hitting these stabs at like full force that like makes it, you know, sound weird. At least it's not like an extra ticking noise that's like similar to like rattle. I believe he's still stabies. Yeah, I think he's very particular about that, and he's like stabies. Or give me Norbauer stabs or something like that. But knowing Drew, he's too cheap to potentially want Norbauer stabs. Been using Type stabs mostly lately. Yeah, those are good too. Type stabs are also pretty nice. Yeah. Talked to him but most recently he gave me German laundry detergent opinions. What? German laundry detergent? Isn't there a video on YouTube that basically tests out different laundry detergents and basically they say like just go for the powder one at like Walmart, like the great value ones? Because essentially you get the most bang for your buck for those, and also powder detergent is like easiest and best instead of like liquid. Same goes for like dishwasher detergent, dishwasher soap. He's importing laundry powders from Germany? No way. The fuck? This is Dr. Ooh we're talking about. That's how I think of it when I see that. When I see Dr. Ooh, I'm like Dr. Ooh. That's how I read it in my mind. Mr. Ooh. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. This is the GMK of laundry detergent, right? Basically. Environmentally friendly. Does it come in potato trays? Extra starchy and crispy. Lightning is now Lime Gang. Yeah. Dr. Uwa Johnson. You never know what he's cooking. Stabs German laundry detergent. Dustless lubing technique. And as far as I'm aware, he's really into his Nova Touch now. Stock, I think. Relatively stock. Vintage East German Tide. Extra with extra Cold War features. Yes. The stabilizer conversation reminded me of the broken one on my cipher, and I don't want to fix it. That's fair. Which key is this though? It depends on which one it is, whether it matters or not. As long as it's not your space bar, I feel. Or your enter and backspace. I think those are pretty crucial. Is my enter and the stem broke off? Oh, pull too hard. Vintage, new old stock, retool, hyperglide, MX2A laundry powder. Perfection. Impressive. Very nice. On the topic of laundry, I've been using this Downy rinse stuff, and my clothes have been smelling extra nice. Ooh. I think I use unscented detergent, but some of the nicer scent sometimes comes from the drying thing, the dryer, the drying sheet. I have some. Let's see Soren's laundry powder. Oh boy. Where's Dr. Uwa to run a special study on this? Poor Soren. We've just been able to get bulk Tide Pods for absurdly cheap due to a friend, so we use those. Hey, if it's cheap and it works, then that's what you get, right? Yeah, I mean, Tide Pods work fine as long as you use them properly. A lot of people don't know how to. Like, they don't realize that these Tide Pods just like melt, you know? Like, that's how it works, you know? Like, they get wet and it melts and then it dispenses the detergent, you know? I use double rinse with the Tide Pods. Yeah, you gotta have extra water to make sure that it disperses properly. Cause yeah, you can cause stains if it stays in one place and then gets stuck. You eat them, right? Oh. My new forbidden snack. Not gonna lie, it's tempting. Looks like candy. Look at the subtle off-white coloring, the tasteful granularity of it. Oh my god, it even has a high efficiency. HE. The new hotness, HE. Not the switches. but the Tide Pods. That's crazy. Alright, 2 more. It's coming along fairly quickly. You guys have plans for the weekend? For those of you who, I suppose, there are some of you who are probably going to keep live. Maybe if that's the plan, then have fun. If not, got any plans for the weekend? It's finally Friday. No plans, just winging it? Hell yeah. That can be, usually no plan weekends can be pretty restful though, because at least you don't feel committed extra to things. Got the Mech 27 in. Ooh, nice. What color? That a V1, V2? I mean, they're like basically the same, but good old stiff top mount. It's another building weekend with the spider. Oh, fun. What color do you get for yours? What are you building with? Switches and plate. Cyan and V1. Ice baby. Ooh, nice color. Cyan V1 Mech 27. Man, that definitely brings back some memories. Got home from class, putting caps on it now. Oh, sweet. Oh, it's already built. Going to try some of Bull's Gateron fades with Alu. Ooh, I wanted to try those, actually. I need to pick up some new switches, man. Just try some new stuff, but I'm happy with what I have, so I just don't usually pick up new stuff as easily. But I do end up wanting to try new stuff every so often. Was chatting with a few people and they're like, oh yeah, like had tried all these things for Tokyo, right? Like Typro and other things, and they just went back to OEM HKB, and I was like, yeah, that's like the same chase you do when you start trying non-Cherry MX switches and non like Gateron, like normal Gateron switches, and then you like do this whole like mumbo jumbo of trying every switch out in the radar, and then you end up coming back to just some good old Cherry MX, and you're like, oh. Well, this just works. This looks like a TKL, but not. No, it's longer. It's an FRL TKL with a numpad. So basically, it's a full size without the FRL, the function row. Nah, MX bad. Do you like Topre, Vin Keys? I've been wanting to try those pastel sand liners from High Moo. Oh, I've tried those. Pretty okay. Actually, they sound a little different from other switches. Maybe a personal preference thing. But on one build they sounded pretty good. On another build that I tried, they were like, okay, it's like decent. No worst switch. Oh damn. Okay. Topre worst switch. So you hate it even more than MX. Okay, got it. I get that. Some people really don't like Topre. That's just how it is. He's all about the buckling springs. He likes a very various number of things. I think probably Space Invaders are up there for you, right? And Alps. What's your favorite plate with browns? Polycarb probably, and then carbon fiber, and then alu and carbon fiber can be kind of neck and neck. Depends on the board. But I like polycarb a lot with MX browns. I hate the bottom out. It feels like typing mushy peas. I would rather type an SKC in brown. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I get that. Topre is definitely kind of polarizing. It's not for everyone. Some people just find it comfortable. Some people just hate it because it's, yeah, like mushy feeling. Zosco, hello. How's it going? I wish I could just be happy with MX Blacks. Yeah, it's nice to be happy with one thing. I'm telling you, it's better to be picky, but also like just like once you like something and just sticking to that is the ideal choice. You just want to do that because it saves you a lot of money, saves you a lot of time. And if you're not the type who is like, I need to explore everything under the sun to like know what it's about, it's like if you don't get tempted by new things as much, the new shiny thing, then it's good. Neon's like unobtained and personified, only Alps, which I haven't tried. They're okay. They're nice. But I think for tactiles I prefer orange. You're right, I should sell my MX and go back to Alps and BS only. To be honest, if you already like what you like, why not? Like, you know, it'll narrow down your choices. And it will basically make you not want to spend anything on anything that's, you know, not under that umbrella, right? Yeah, they're alright though. But yeah, I think browns are better than neon greens. I also agree with that. I've gone full circle and back to liking scratchy sounding switches. I'm telling you, this is how it goes. You first are like, oh, I don't think I like it that much. I'm gonna go for like smoother and like different switches, and then you try everything, and then you're like, oh, actually, you know what? The scratchy sounding ones were fine. Just need to mod them right. Typing on good salmons. Oh, good salmons are pretty good. Yeah, good salmons are also really good. Good SKCM salmon switches. Paper mod is, yeah, probably crucial for most because they eventually will give out too. I went back to old SP stars. Yeah, old SP stars can be pretty nice too. one of the switches that came out during that like era that I think are kind of like that were like really hyped, and then they kind of became a little bit underrated just because kind of fell out of the spotlight. But they're nice too. Like those Meteor Whites or like the Polaris or whatever. They're good. All I do now is oil springs and that's it? Yeah. Should we look at Alice layout Matthias Alps? Yeah, I'm just generally more in favor of like the lighter typing feel myself, but I know some people just have stronger typing habits. Don't go down the Topiary Dome curiosity rabbit hole. My wallet will never recover. Yes, Topiary. If you really go in deep with Topiary, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. There's just so many things, and they're all like OEM stuff too, and then there's like all the new third-party stuff, but it's like kind of like no one knows anything about it, so it's like, or like, you know, people's opinions vary so much too, so it's like you have to try it to really know it, and it's just a lot, and it's not like they, you know, you can't really get your money back that easily, I feel. Been trying to document Alps better, but time is limited. Yeah, Vinkeys has been doing a lot of documentation on SI and Alps. So if you are a person interested in those domains who is also interested in helping contribute, you can always. But yeah, Vinkeys truly an expert. Oh, I should have tested my stabs here at this point. Just kept putting switches on. Got distracted. Man, these stabs look so nice with the Gateron milky tops, because they're basically that color scheme. That's my next frontier, getting more into Space Invaders. Space Invaders are so cool. I never got into them myself, just out of wanting to stay away, just outside of like having tried a few boards, and also because I'm not using like some of the like the layouts that they have as much, but I love them. They're so nice. Contributions limited based on permissions. Vetting might come later. Oh, okay, fair. That's fair. Divvy up the work in a smart way. Also, so that there's not much like going back to like fixing things and re-editing things in a specific style. SITKL is coming soon now that I have a base plate file to work with. Oh, nice. That's sweet. Sure. Let's see. Okay. Thought I was ticking, but I think it's just the keycaps. It's kind of old now. These sound fine. Okay. 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 These are good. Sup, homie? It's Tony. Hello. Working hard, I see? Yeah, working hard. Or hardly working. How about you? Working hard? Happy face. Need to make all the different layouts first? Oh, that's some work. Do you have a PCB too now? For those? I think there is one for TKL, right? And 60, I think I've seen. Someone made the TKL one, so if anything I can tweak it later. That's good. That's fair. Well, that's cool. Seems exciting. But yeah, I mean, Space Invaders customs could be cool. Okay. Not Gateron X version 1? No, these are just regular Gat Yellows. With milky tops. I guess it's technically like KS3 something 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 someone said before. But yeah. Not X. It's for my 3-in-1 TKL that will support ALPS, MX, and SI. Ooh. That's pretty sweet. What's your opinion of the Keycaps number 3? I like it so far. So my opinion is that aesthetics wise it's kind of unique. It's a bit different from other boards, like you know, like the side profile, the top. It definitely gives up a little bit of that, like, you know, heavily chamfered sort of like design, kind of like the Oxalis 80 someone mentioned, or like the Fiel, but basically a TKL, sort of like that aesthetic with the bigger chamfers and stuff. But I do like it better now with the kind of more slimmed down on the sides look for the sides. It's a little bit more slimmed down, and I think it looks nice. I think I need to reinforce this. Hold on. Give me a sec. But I think it looks nice. Like the bezel proportions look better now. I think it did get revised a little bit, compared to its initial like initial teaser back like years ago. Other than that, like the typing itself is actually comfortable. I would say it's like less stiff than the number 1 and number 2 variants. Only in the sense that like the number 1 and number 2 had like adhesive gaskets that would compress quite a bit, so they would feel a little bit on the stiffer side. But this one feels pretty like on the slightly softer side. So it's quite nice. Just reinforcing this hot swap socket. Okay. But yeah, I mean, like if you're looking for novelty per se, like oh, like I want it to be innovative or like novel in terms of typing, it's not that. Like it's like a, you know, gasket mount. Like gasket mount like this is something that has been done before, and it's, you know, not quite really new or anything. So if you've tried other similar gasket mount boards, especially TKLs, then you know, you kind of know what to expect. It's still kind of that for the most part. So it's like you have to kind of like the look of it. Certainly, like price wise, it's priced more like a more boutique item, and also you know, it just has different considerations for the price when, you know, you have novel keys and key call behind it, and also like, you know, I assume they both have their respective share for it and whatnot. But you know, and so yeah, it's not like a cheap board, especially compared to like all the like cheaper like options that you get from China nowadays. What's the pricing? I think it starts at 460, I think, for the cheapest option, and then it goes up from there depending on like if you pick like copper, or was it copper and brass? Let me remember. Let me see what options were there for the weights and stuff. Let's see, weight, you can choose, yeah, copper and brass are the other options, and those significantly inflate the price. So if you pick like copper or brass mid and weight, it inflates the price quite a bit. So it kind of goes up from there. My favorite big booty Latina streamer. Wow. Doing all right, Zeva. How are you? The mounting solution was what wasn't convincing me. The silicone gaskets. Yeah. If definitely it's if it's for the mounting itself, I think it's not super special. It's more convenient to not have adhesives. Typing wise, it's comfortable, but nothing like, yeah, if you're looking for innovation, so to speak, in the typing aspect, it's pretty standard fare for what we have for offerings now. Yeah, that's just really how it is. But yeah, the aesthetics look pretty good, and frankly, the board types nicely. I did, you know, if you look at the VOD, I did have to put like a little bit of like essentially like force brake on this bottom section, and I relayed the feedback. So they're basically gonna try to include like a, you know, something to address that. But essentially, you know, that aside, it types pretty well on all other regards, so I didn't really have concerns over the typing. Yeah. I shall hydrate though, yes. Thank you, ampersand. Okay, I'm done putting all the switches in. I should probably test the PCB before I put it into the case. Doing great, catching some of your streams, been a while, yeah. Glad you're in good health, thank you. Good to hear you're well too. let's see here. Okay, it's working. Oh. I don't know what this is mapped to, but it's mapped to some random stuff. Numpad. Okay, everything else seems to work. Cool. Alright. It's currently flashed with just a regular QMK thing, so it's pretty basically out. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and put it into the case now. We can start with maybe we can start with top mount and then go with the bottom mount afterwards. Okay, so got M2.5s over here. Let's open it up. Damn it, Vinkeys. Why you gotta do this to me, huh? SMH. I need to go find my neighbor. I cannot wait for the typing test. Ugh. My neighbor went out for milk and hasn't come back. I haven't seen them. I can look again though, I guess. Refund or riot then? Yeah, I'll refund of course if I can't find. Igor, hello, that's a nice violet keyboard. Yeah, it's a pretty nice color for sure. All right. Okay, so top comes off, so it looks like this. I guess we can first go ahead and just install our DB. Are these M2s? M2, okay, cool. I'm sorry for all the screws in advance. No, you're fine. You just got the big packs. It's okay. I would rather have spares than not have them, so you're good. Okay. So DB is on. Now, let's try top mount first, I suppose. So let's put the top piece down. And let's see. So these guys line up with these screw holes right here. Oh hey! Music so good, hope the build turns out great. Thank you, thank you. Hope you're doing well. Alright, let's do this. So what do I need here? I have these small countersunk screws. Is it these? Wait, no. That looks like. Is it the small countersunk screws? Thebloodyez for this. Wait, actually, I'm not sure. The holes look pretty big. Oh no, that looks like an M2. These are M2.5s. I think these are for the bottom case. Oop. So wait, no, wait. So I can top or bottom mount it using these things, right? I'm like confusing this right now. Where's my other bag? I thought I had a second bag here. Oh, here. Damn it, these spilled out. Ugh, spilled out. Can I take them with the magnetic tray? Yes. Okay, sweet. Yeah. So I know the way the bottom is placed, but is top mount just screws then? I think so, right? I'm just looking at this thing. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, cool. I don't think I have those PC bottom pads. Am I supposed to have those here? It should be there? Oh, okay. Let me look. I don't see them. Putting some of these away. Unless they went missing, I would surely hope not. Maybe they are though. Let me check the box. I have the box over here, so that'll be sad. Give me 1 sec. I don't see him, Mr. Bloody. What should I do? Is there anything that I can do as a placeholder? Let me see if I can find anything though. Okay, the buttons are here. I have 2 sets. I have our screws. These are for the stabs. That was the bag that with the daughter board came in. Just top, I guess? Okay. Top mount it is. I see. So those pads are basically holding it all in place, right? Yeah, so you put the pads here, and then button inserts go basically through the middle of those pads and sort of get held in place. Okay, alright. That's too bad. Let me check again, but I don't think I see them here, so. What a shame. Yeah. Okay. So top mount for now. So these are M2s, right? For top mount? Yeah. Okay. What are the missing bars made of? Polycarbonate. I mean, I feel like I'm surprised. Do you think they got displays misplaced when they repacked it? Because it did. The package did arrive with a repacking tape from Customs or DHL rather. So I wonder if it got this misplaced then. Shit happens. Top mount, best mount anyway. That's also valid. That is also valid. Yes. I mean, if this is just top mount, I'm also okay with that. Bottom mount is such a vibe with this board. Don't worry, I will mail you mine. Oh yeah, you could do that. I could show it on a different occasion when I try yours out. PC bottom pads though. Okay. Is Hubert the only person in this side of the world who has one of the previous run boards? Or are there other people too? Oh yeah, also Hubert, I think you should get my address, since I don't think you have it. But I'll let you know later. Okay. There are 2 boards in the US? Ah, okay. Excluding this one. You who? Watching from the UK. Let's bring Soren to eat barbecue. If you pull up, then yeah, sure. If Mr. Koopa pulls up to the meetup, we can invite Soren too. You coming out, right, Mr. Koopa? You can't just say let's bring Soren and then you're not showing up. You can't do that. You can't do that. Can't make It's a joke, so you're not serious about it? Oh, I'm gonna tell Soren you don't consider him serious. Oh wow. You're not serious about inviting him for barbecue. The liberal agenda. Yeah, God. They get offended by everything. Snowflakes. Hola, Mr. Streamer. Hello, Myth. How are you? Do you think the 4 feet would be enough with this length? I believe Bloody said that it would be. And I think that they're changing it so that it's just 4 feet instead of the 6, right? Okay. Let's put this aside for a sec. All right. For keycaps, Bloody sent me some of these JCS, is that right? JCS Arabic caps, which I would love to try out. Why is this called the Etar87? Because if you count the number of keys, it's actually close to 87. JCS comes in this box, just as PBT keycaps. JCS, JC Studio, JCS. Oops. Okay, so let's try these out. They're beige with very dark purple sub legends. And they have all the front legends too. They look so good. They look so good. Are these recessed? I think they are. Wait, I think they're not? I'm not sure. Are they slightly recessed? Can't tell. They're a little less. What's with the double special characters on the numero? Oh yeah, they do have double characters on the numero. Yeah, these keycaps are texture-wise, they're very nice. I really like them. Man, these are super clean. Very clean dye subbing on this too. The tolerances look super tight to get them on. They're normal PBT tightness. I would say it's not that bad. I can take them off with my fingers, so it's not that bad. I think the really tight PBT ones are the ones where, like, even with a keycap puller, they're like super tight. Those are a little bit iffy. But these ones are okay. I've seen worse, for sure. Thickness and weight wise, they feel pretty good. Very smooth texture. It's actually quite nice. The modifiers feel pretty straight too, so that's good. That's a good thing, especially when it comes to PBT modifiers. They do feel pretty nice and straight, pretty good. Oh wow, all of these have sub legends. Even with the extra symbols too. Super nice. Comparable to CRP? Comparable. Yeah, I would say CRP has a little bit more of a like slightly softer. These like have a bit of that like brand new keycap crispness to them. I think CRP tend to be like kind of like slightly smoother than that, but not by much. They're still very nice. Kind of has like a little bit of that like GMK like texture on the top, but very smooth. Did I put this at the wrong slot? Hold on. I might have. Wait, no, that's the right spacing, right? Bloody, what's with the spacing on the right side here? I just noticed. That's something to fix. Shouldn't this be here? Look at that. Well, it's a hot swap PCB, so that's something to fix though, right? That's a mistake. It's okay, it's just the right side mods. But that's something to fix. It's okay. I can when I take pictures, I can take it with a solderable PCB, because that one should have all the holes properly. This is why we prototype. But just so you know, okay? Use 10U? Oh, then I need to have the wire for it, right? And I don't have 10U on this one. I don't have a 10U spacebar right now on me, actually. I don't think I have any sets to have it. Kind of a shame, but I don't think I do. I'm a boomer and I just have my regular 7U sets. It's V1 PCB. Oh, okay, I see. Got it. Well, yeah, something to note. Just say no. All right. I can put resin there, I think. Now numpad. Wow, it even comes with UK ISO. That's kind of cool. What? It's a 1.5U escape R3 key? The fuck? 1.5U R3? That's crazy. Custom? Yeah, I mean, evidently. That's like a exotic species right there. Wow. Super intriguing. Very cool, very cool. Okay, fine, fine. You know, I guess we'll make do with small guy. Alt. And control. This for the Equinox XL? Wow. That's crazy. So niche. So unique. Okay, cool. Alright. Let me put oh, yes. What? Oh, weird. Oh, I see. Just reply to your DM, Hubert. Okay. Alright, let's put some resin on this. Let's see. I'll put this little Skeletor themed level cap because I'm feeling like it, and maybe this one will suit pretty well. This Hunger Corn from GSK. Let's do that. All right, look at that. Looks pretty cool. Looks pretty nice. Other than these two guys that are obviously off, but I will move it to the other PCB once that's done. Skeletor seems fitting with the new Greta Thunberg's haircut. Wow. There it is on the other camera. Pretty good. Pretty nice. There we go. Okay. Bloody needs to run 7.25 U space first. Alright, let me move the mic over and try it out. I'm saying stuff and I was muted. There will be AK2 PCB support for Alps. Oh, that's cool. Although, wouldn't the curvature of the profile be a little bit off because of the side is straight? I like the alpha and mod base colors on this side. It's more grayish hue. Yeah, it's slightly, I think, right, compared to like, no, but it's still pretty close to OG beige though. Still close. Alright, let's try this out, folks. We got a Etar87, currently built with GAT yellows, and on an aluminum plate. We have it in top mount. We won't be able to do bottom mount today, but next time, once Hubert sends out the little PCB thingies, I should be able to do bottom mount. And yeah, let's give this a shot. Top mount, top mount. Alright. Top mount the goat. All right, let's go. Man, that slaps. That sounds good. Gotta love some milky yellow. Yeah, it sounds good. The PBT actually sounds really good on this. There's like a nice amount of like spacious sound, like a little bit of resonance coming from this build. But top mount alu with these gats sound pretty good. Sound very good. Right? I can go through the mods now. I actually really like how the enter key sounds on this. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds really nice. It's a very nice sounding board. I think this would be a very nice workhorse for sure. A very nice sounding board. This is quite nice. I definitely want to try the bottom mount on this, but the top mount is solid. It's very it has a good amount of feedback to the feel. With the alu plate right now, like I can tell like it's a very long board, so the mounting positions are, you know, there's quite a few screws still, but there's still like amount of give to the board, and I can kind of tell a little bit of the feedback coming from just like the top mount holding the plate in place. So it's pretty comfy. It's pretty nice. It's not too stiff either. This is really good. This is very good. Yeah, those right side mods. Yeah, new meta. Next thing you know, dude, you just shave this off. Arrow keys, extra arrow keys to the arrow keys. Like people were talking about. Do you map arrow keys to your right side cluster? The arrow keys right here. No FN key, just straight arrow keys here, and then something random here. New matrix layout. That's a good one. New matrix layout. Damn. Anyway, so that's what the board looks like. Science has gone too far. Adding RGB BRB. Nice. So this is what the board looks like from the bottom. The Etar refers to sort of like stuff covering the outside, the periphery, and we have this very, very cool engraving on the weight, sort of just going around this. This will become a singular weight, I think you said, right, Bloody? But very nice looking. We didn't put the middle bump-ons because the board will be, for production, it will be just 4 bump-ons, so we will be excluding these. But yeah, it's a very simple, in terms of like simple looks, but the engraving gives it a nice amount of complexity to this like weight look. But yeah, you have like course style bottom. As you can see, the opening for the USB port is actually not in the middle. It's like basically between the nav cluster section, right? So it's basically where it would be like for like a TKL, right? So it's quite nice. Slightly right side USB-C port, but yeah, very pretty, very nice. It's very classy here in the silver. I think the buy is actually gonna have other colors, but you know, it's a design that could always come back. I think this design can be like the new Cypher type of design, where it's like people really like it to use as a workhorse style board. You know, like just good for work. Has a numpad, pretty much covers like what an FRL TKL is like. It's a good balance. It sounds pretty good. I would be excited to try the bottom out once the little inserts arrive, but it's good. Bezel proportions look pretty good. Slightly thinner on the right side, and then slightly thicker, or rather significantly thicker on the top and bottom. We have pretty nicely filleted here, like you know, rounded corners, and then we have a very slight chamfer to the inner part here. But yeah, very clean, nice and tight around the keys, and just overall pretty clean, simple but clean look. You have a nice seam here, just looks pretty clean. But yeah, thicker on the top and bottom due to bottom out, correct? Yes. Yeah, to have space for the spacer and the pins. So 2 dust collecting holes on the right. yes. In case you spill something, or you need to put a little water in there, make it flow. Anyway, little drain. Yeah, but you know, if you want to look at the engraving up close, it's like tap hole tray mount. Yeah, so yeah, it's like a bottom, but it really actually sits at the bottom because it gets held by these like supports that we currently don't have, but gets held down, so it's like more like a bottom mount than a top mount for the like tap hole looking thingies. Yeah, but yeah, that's what the engraving looks like. It's pretty classy, very nice. It's a good look. I can show you from the top, and then again, we can look at the engravings. The die sub on this JCS Arabic set. It's super clean. Look at how crisp those lines look. Very, very nice. Very clean die subbing on these JCS sets. Very, very good. Even off the desk, it sounds quite nice. Yeah. But yeah, you can imagine this has a 1.5 view there, but you know, for now. Yeah, bezel proportion is pretty good for the, I think for the length of the board, for how long it is, the thicker bottom and top bezels are actually more fitting because the board is so long, due to the FRL nature of it. yeah, these JCS keycaps, really nice, very nice. And yeah, if I look at the profile, side profile here, so it has that kind of Corsa style side. 7.5 degree typing angle for this, but pretty clean. Pretty clean. And that's where the USB goes. I like the position of the USB. I mean, center would look kind of odd actually because of the existence of the numpad. I actually do like the position for this USB port. It's pretty nice. So yeah, okay, well, that's the build. We would have tried bottom out if we had been able to, but I will be able to once I get the little bottom mount thingies. I guess in like a week, less than a week, I'm not sure. But I'll let you guys know. So let's take a look at the IC together. So here it is, Etar87, previously named the QFL 100. But yeah, let's see. So 70.5 degree braster weight, top and bottom mount, which we didn't get to try bottom mount. Plate materials, alu, PC, PP. And then 1.6mm PCB, 7U and 10U, and then the splits, 2.35 kilograms built. There's dimensions for everything. PCB designed by Bloody himself, solderable and hot swap. Very nice. And then blowout render of the structure. And then this is kind of like the explanation of the bottom mount. So the button just kind of is held into place into the top case, but really it's being held down by between the plate and this bottom pad. So it's on the bottom case. And then there's renders for the board. Comes in dark blue, dark gold, emerald green, and purple, and red. And then there's prototype information over here. If you want to take a look, this is prototype V2, which is the actual unit that we have here is a prototype V2. It's the same unit. And so, they basically, compare and contrast the cutouts and whatnot, and the corners, a little bit more rounded corner on the V2 versus the V1. And a little bit more of this kind of curved, more USB-C cutout like for that compared to the V1, which had more like this house shape before. And yeah, it says approximately 400 USD for 100 MOQ, and Bloody is saying that it's going to be 355 USD for the pricing. Click Clack IO for the vendor, and there's a few others. And what's included. And Hubert has a review, a pretty extensive review on his use of this board. Built it at the beginning and then did a big review sort of thing, and then posted, I believe, a 7-month later sort of review for a previous build. So yeah, very well priced, pretty nice board. Honestly, it's quite attractive pricing for a board of this kind. And yeah, I mean, I would personally hope that it's sort of like the Cypher from Cable Car Designs, where like people like the aspect that it has a numpad, that it kind of has a big coverage for layout, and then at the same time it's like just good for to be like a workhorse, to be like a daily driver sort of thing. So pretty nice. Did a pretty good job, Bloody. I think this came out really nice and it feels pretty sweet to use. So. And yeah, I guess I don't think anybody might be streaming, but let me check. but I suppose I will be wrapping things up pretty soon. Oh, Yuri! Oh, Yuri is streaming. And then, big thank you again to Mr. Frank Inamushiki for the raid earlier. I hope you all have a great time at Keep Life. And yeah, let's wrap things up over here. But yeah, I will show the bottom mount some other time when the parts are here. But again, thanks all for coming by. Let's go raid Yuri. He's a Spanish keyboard builder and streamer. Yeah, let's go show some support. But again, thanks everyone. I should be catching you early next week for a build of the Fossil full size, most likely. So I think that will be the early next week for the Fossil. And then I'm also building the banana keyboard that Patty also built recently. It's like a orgo, like banana shaped keyboard that I'll get to build too. But I think those are two coming up next week. Yeah. Okay, friends. Let's wrap it up here, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good weekend, and have a good rest of your Friday evening or wherever you might be. Have a good weekend. Ciao. Goodbye.